they could be the first mixed pairs to win this event.
All right, we're going to continue with our coverage of the mixed pairs. You are looking now at Chelle Stack, a 1988 Olympian. She is teamed with Wes Suter, and she too is about to compete on the uneven parallel bars. Chelle Stack from Birmingham, Alabama. Chelle is also coached by Bella Caroli.
Chelle is a very quick gymnast. There's a reverse hecht. Glide kip. Over the low bar. A fairly standard transition back up to the high bar. Full twisting giant over the top. Another giant. And a double back. Perfect landing.
Chelle Stack, 15 years old, born in Endicott, New York. Now lives in Houston, Texas, training with Bella Caroli.
Should have been 38.70, not 37.70.
Looking at Wes Suter. He was on floor exercise in the first round, and in this round, he's on the parallel bars. He too is a tall gymnast, 5 feet 10 inches tall. But height isn't that much of a factor on the P-bars as it is on the still rings.
Actually, parallel bars can help the taller gymnast. A former Nebraska gymnast, Phil Cahoy, was just excellent on parallel bars. Nice fluid swing. Beautiful Diamidov. There's a front uprise. Here's a Healy twirl. Right away into a front toss, straddle cut L.
Wendy Bruce and Li Jing's total was 38.70. That puts them into first place as you watch Wes Suter.
There's a Stutz and a double back. Nice little hop. Good dismount. Little hop. It's a nice routine altogether.
Last year, Wes Suter was voted 1988 Athlete of the Year by his teammates, and he was also a winner of the coveted Nissan Award. And of course, on the
now this is that Healy twirl. Very, very difficult blind move. You just don't know where your hand is till it hits the bar. Right into a front toss, a front flip between the bars into a straddle cut right to an L. Now here's his dismount. It's a double tuck, fairly standard parallel bar dismount. Good landing, takes a little hop, but he had control over it. It'll be just a small deduction, probably about 1/10 of a point.
Let's take another look at Chelle Stack, his partner on the uneven parallel bars.
And here's Shelly's dismount, a very high double back, and she zeroes in on that landing.
And zeroes in on a 9.75, her individual score. Again, that's only 1/4 of their total. His score is another 1/4, and the 2 scores they received in the first round is the first half of their score. Everything carries over. Right now, the score they would like to beat is a combined total of 38.70, which is what Wendy Bruce and Li Jing have after 2 rounds. Stella Ume and Lauren Bobkin at 37.55 are currently in second, followed by Onodi and Horvath of Hungary with 38.075. So we've received Chelle Stack's score of 9.75. Wes Suter received a 9.50. In a moment, we'll have on the screen for you the totals. And again, only 3 will advance. There's the total, 38.65. That puts them in second place after 4 pairs, but we still have 4 to go. Stay with us. Now going to watch the pair from the Soviet Union, the top qualifiers into this final round. They had a lead by approximately .075. It will be combined with what their scores are for this second round. We're looking at Olesya Dudnik. Her second event is the floor exercise, while her partner Marinich will compete on the pommel horse. Now at the Korea Friendship Competition, she finished first in floor exercise.
She mounts with a beautiful full twisting double backflip. The Soviet women are real masters at blending the appropriate amount of dance and tumbling, and they dance so well.
I think it's personified by just watching their toe point and extension. Every time her leg is in the air, it is pointed.
Incredible tumbling pass.
Back up
1.5 twist into a double full punch front. one thing about the Soviet gymnasts is they just are so well-rounded. You really can't find weaknesses. With many of the other athletes, you can say, well, gee, they're really powerful in one part, but they've got a little weakness here. You just can't pinpoint a weakness in the Soviet gymnasts.
Yeah, look at that leg extension. The crowd is applauding.
Final tumbling pass, around off back handspring. Triple twist at the end of a routine. Very difficult.
Now, at what point does a twisting tumbling move become not a twist when you land sideways? Judges have to watch if you get all the way around.
That's true.
As we shift now over to the pommel horse for her partner, Vitali Marinich.
You could say that was a layout with 2 7/8 twists, but technically we'll just call it the triple fault. Marinich is just excellent on pommel horse. Very difficult routine. He starts with very extended loops traveling across the horse, on and off the pommels. Here's a flare sequence. In flare, he travels to the center of the horse. Ooh, he hit his leg on the pommel. It just stopped him cold.
Major break. And this might keep them from going into the third round.
This will most certainly keep them from going in the third round. There's a very difficult spindle sequence.
They did have a .075 advantage going into this round.
Yes,
But it won't be enough to overtake that.
That'll be at least a half a point deduction. Probably more.
Very dejected. Vitali Marinich.
That routine was packed full of difficulty. You know, when you catch your foot on that horse, there's just nothing you can do about it. He's doing a flare sequence in spindle, turning in the opposite direction of his swing, and there he catches his foot, just slows him down. Here's his dismount, a flare up to a handstand pirouette. Of course, he would have gone maybe 9-8, 9-9. And now he's going to have to settle for a much lower score.
What could have been. Now, here's a triple twist that I was speaking of that you said might have been 2 7/8. Watch her feet on the landing.
Well, the nice thing about it is that she really zeroes in on the landing. She knows that even if she doesn't make the full, complete twist, she's in line to land straight.
I mean, look at that.
I mean, if you look at where her feet were, it was really only about 2.5 twists.
Yes. She jumped out of it very quickly. They are not a happy couple. There is going to be a conference on her score. His score was posted at 8.95, and that will knock them out of the running. And I'm wondering if the conference on the women's score centers around that triple twist.
It could.
Of course, we will never know. They never divulge at the end of the meet what the conference is about.
They could be discussing which restaurant to go to after the competition, but I doubt that very much.
I don't think they'd be doing that in the middle of the Soviet performers, especially when you've got 6 different languages out there.
The score for Olesya 9.65.
Now it appears they are announcing that 9.65 is her score. So I would gather that that triple wasn't quite tallied as a triple. 38.10 their combined total. And right now that is good enough.